three challenges very related. Number one, there is a lot of variability to scope and schedule based on data. In data science projects, data drives data drives the scope and schedule. For example, in one of the engagements we were working on, the client said that we have pretty much all the data, it's in good shape, and the quality is great, and we have the availability. And this is a common response we get in many projects. But in most of the cases, the data, again, unknown to the senior stakeholders, the data needs a lot more work. Even there are cases, so usually we don't take it at face value. We do an inspection to check what is the data, what is the data structure, the level of completeness. But as you go further into the business questions and requirements phase, based on the business questions users have, you often have to go back and find out new data streams which you did not anticipate about earlier, because when only in the requirements phase, the data needed for that becomes clear. So it's very tricky to come up with a full estimation of this when you're signing the contract. So which is where you'll have to come up with methodologies that account for that. Number two, experimentation. Even when you have nailed down the data variability, modeling, machine learning brings in completely new challenges. Models need to get trained on data, only then you will be able to tell how accurate they are. There are cases where models do not find any pattern in data, and it's not possible to build machine learning in a particular case at all. But unless you try building some models and checking the accuracy levels, you will not be able to find that. And that is a few weeks of effort. Even if you use some auto machine learning tools, you need to collect the data, you need to run the models, only then you can find out it is at least a few weeks away. There's no way you can pre-plan that. So experimentation is a key factor. It is unavoidable in data science projects. It's almost like R&D projects, just that it is an R&D project run on a strict timeline, because you have hard dates in some cases, because you have back-to-back commitments for other milestones within the company. Number three, even if you can get these two right, identifying whether the project was successful and measuring value is very tricky. About 50% of projects, a survey found that 50% of projects were not able to agree on a KPI to measure business benefits from a data science project. So imagine picking a metric and saying this is what success means. It is very difficult. Even if you manage to do that, telling whether that outcome, let us say there is a revenue growth of 10%, or you have an efficiency improvement of 5%, attributing that back to data science project, or there could be people who say that we did a training for the team that actually lifted the efficiency, or the external market changed with the pandemic and certain things have been unpredictable. That actually has given us some of these windfalls. So it's not really about your demand prediction system. So there are a lot of these challenges which come in to attribute success. So this is a third part where all these three need involvement of data science project managers. So these are the challenges you'll have to handle. The next section, we'll talk about some tips, but I think these connect back to the points you made earlier.